morning, delivery fam, and welcome back to another episode of Breakfast with UDM on the Life of a Gig Worker podcast.
Welcome to Motivational Monday. Today's quote is coming to you from none other than Nelson Mandela. It is, "I never lose. Either I win or I learn." How you think about this?
I mean, to be honest with you, this one is a little bit of a doozy for me because I remember in the last one of the last conversations we had in the previous episode, you said something about, I was saying like, take it as a loss, take it as a loss. I believe that was the last Motivational Monday that we did. And then you like that L, you turned that L as a loss that I used and you turned it into learn. And I was like, yo, that was hard, bro. That was tough. So, okay, cool. I look at this like, okay, it's one of those where you have to actually learn from your mistakes and move forward instead of being stuck in a rut because you messed up. Exactly. And I have something that just happened to me today on a catering order. Now, I'm one that usually route myself, right? I'm pretty good with routing myself, and I've had enough shit mess up for me to learn from my mistakes. But in this situation, it was the restaurant's very first catering order.
Oh.
Very first catering order. I had to repeat that. And then it was their very first order of this size. Okay. It was a $5,000 order, I believe. So it's like, damn, out of the pocket. Your very first catering order is not $100, $200, $300, $400. You got a big ass catering order, $5,000. So since it was their first, and this was not their fault, right? In my opinion, because like I said, out the gate, I feel like you should get your feet wet with a smaller catering order to see what this process is like before you tackle something this large. But in this case, they were delayed by 40 minutes.
Oh.
And I had another catering order. So let's just say my pickup time was for 10:05. My delivery time was for 10:45. Okay?
Oh. Uh-huh.
So even if my delivery time was for 10:45, and the reason why I found this to be a mistake, and I'll show you the order in a minute, right? I found this to be a bit of a mistake on my part is because I know the drop-off. The drop-off, they usually just collect it from me. I've done this drop-off many times. So it's like they just collect the food from me and they pretty much, they're very strict. They don't allow me in the building. They just take it from me and they go about their business. So I take a picture and I'm gone, right? And you'll see that it's on their carts when I show you the pictures, right? So in this case, bro, I had another catering order on Deliver That. This big one was on Delivered, okay? And I have another catering order on Deliver That that's Easy Cater. Now, I know in the past, I've had a situation where I stacked my catering orders between apps because I was multi-apping. But Easy Cater, having access to all their orders and knowing who's on their orders, they let both platforms know, like, hey, tell that driver, no stacking. You know, no, we don't do that because I ended up making one late at that time. Okay. So now fast forward a bit with this order. It's late by 40 minutes. We don't leave the place until 10:45. And the drop off is 20 something minutes away. And the next catering order is due at 11. Okay. So I'm going to be extremely late. Okay. So I take the first order. I started the next order because you have to start to Deliver That. Their rules, policies, and all that. You have to start it 20 minutes before you get some kind of violation or something. You know what I mean? So I started it. I'm on my way to drop off, the one I just picked up, this very large one. I don't get there until 11:10.
Oh.
Now I have to unload. But in order for me to unload, I have to wait for the staff to bring the carts out. Notifying the staff, letting them know that, hey, I'm here. Bring the cart. It took them approximately 3 to 5 minutes. It may have felt a bit longer for me because I'm like, I gotta go. God damn, you take it too long, bro. I gotta go. I got shit to do. You know what I mean? Because I'm concerned about this next catering order, and the notes on this next catering order says this is high priority.
Oh, it's always one of those.
But I'll tell you more after this. Anyway, they take a little bit to bring the carts out. They brought the carts out. Let me show you all the carts loaded.
Goddamn.
So all the carts are loaded. I wasn't on this order by myself. It was a $5,000 order. There was another driver that we were teamed up together, and we dropped it off, put it all on the cart, and everything was good to go. Okay. Now they took it from us, and now I'm on my way. I'm driving the speed limit. Okay. I am driving the speed limit no matter what you may be thinking in your head. I'm driving the speed limit. I get to the restaurant, and now I take a look at the notes. I take a look at the note, and it says, high priority. My heart dropped. I said,
oh.
Damn. It said, please be on time. I said, damn. And it's due at 11:30. But I arrive at the restaurant at 11:29.
Boy.
Yes. Bro. It then goes in. This is where it loosened up on me a little bit, because I was like, yo, I messed up. That's it. No more catering king. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. That's where my mind went, right? But then I looked at the note, and it said even further, it said, I have a presentation at 12. Please be on time. It's 11:30, bro.
Hey!
I drove the speed limit. I drove the speed limit. No matter what you're thinking about right now, I drove the speed limit. I got there. I delivered it by 11:56.
I'm on time. I'm on time, bro.
I don't give a damn about 11:30 no more, bro. But in this situation here, man, I said, anytime I have a very extremely large catering order like that, like the quote said, right? I got to learn from it, right? I decided to never put something, give it a 15-minute gap from drop off to pick up ever again. Even if I knew the distance between the drop off and the pickup was less than 15 minutes, which is why I did it that way. And knowing that drop off, all I had to do was just hand them the food. It just wasn't working in my favor today, bro. And I was just like, man, I can't do this anymore. Not catering, but I can't leave a 15-minute gap between drop off and pick up to the next one. I got to give myself at least 30 minutes. And that was actually advice that I gave to drivers that I was teaching about how to do the catering orders and all that. And I went against my own damn advice. You know, hey, don't schedule it more than 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes in between catering orders. And here I am, 15 minutes. Now I got this. I'm the catering king, man. I'm UDM. Damn, I'm almost late. Damn, I drove the speed limit the whole way. Damn. I can't hold on to this. I can't. I got to move forward. Am I going to get a violation? I probably will. But I'm not going to let that break me. I'm not going to let that hold me down and prevent me from scheduling my catering orders and routing myself like I know I can route myself. I just went against my own ruling on how to route myself properly. And I'm good. I'm good. It's done. My first order, that large order paid me $211. The next one paid me like 30 something. I'm good. I'm done. Yeah.
So
That's it.
I got a question. It mainly for Deliver That, not you. But
Uh-oh.
can my boy get a raise? Can y'all just slide him a couple of dollars?
Me?
He got there on time. Yeah. Slide him a couple of dollars. I know y'all watching. Give him a couple of dollars.
I mean, maybe. But, I felt bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. I felt bad because it's not like me, bro. I'm very efficient. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing.
That's the thing.
But Delivered, and this is when you said that they should be given like a smaller catering order at first. This is kind of where I think that they've got a double-edged sword. When we started with Delivered, they would only give you $20 payouts at first until they knew you had your bag, knew that you could deliver the food. They would only give you the small scraps first.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure you could handle larger orders before you actually were actually given a larger order.
And I think that Delivered should have placed a couple of smaller orders, even if it would have cost them a couple of dollars, just to get them prepared for the process. And
what do you mean, though? You mean the restaurant?
Yeah. Like
this wasn't delivered given the restaurant and the delivery. This was Easy Cater.
But that's what I'm saying. Easy Cater should have, or Delivered, or whoever the partner was at that point, Easy Cater should have kind of prepped them a little better. You know what I mean? So I think instead of giving them a $5,000 order and like, wham, bam, here you fucking go. I hope you got it. I think they should have like placed a couple of orders as like a test pilot. You know what I mean? Like, here's a couple, $100 orders, even though these might be like donation orders or whatever. They should have given them that before releasing them to the wolves and having your local customer place this $5,000 order.
But I understand, to make sure everything is efficient. I understand what you're saying, right? Mm-hmm. And I back that 80%. 80%, not 100. I back that 80%. The other 20% is, why the hell the restaurant would accept something so large other than the money that they're about to make on this one large order?
That part.
Knowing damn well you can't handle it. Well, you didn't know.
Exactly.
You didn't know. But you found out today. You're going to learn today. You sure did learn. Like Nelson Mandela, right?
Yeah.
You going to learn. They learned today. They learned 40 minutes.
And that's the thing. So I know Easy Cater finds both the restaurant and the platform that was providing the services for being late. So I hope this restaurant doesn't just call it quits and be like, oh shit, we caught $100 fine and it cut into our budget. And then, same thing with Deliver That, whoever. Oh shit, we caught that fine for the driver being late. We just gonna call it quits and pack up and go home. No. You need to learn from that mistake. If you have a large catering order, open up early, do your prep work, do the things that you need to do, and prep separately for the large catering order, because that's going to be an influx of the original volume that you were going to prepare for in the beginning. And that's ultimately what this was, is they didn't prepare for it. They didn't have the food prepped. And they didn't have the trays ready. They didn't have the staff ready. There was a lot to unpack there that, again, as a manager, until you go through it, you're not going to know how. And they need to take it as a learning experience and not as a loss, and continue to move forward. Same with you. As you said, I'm going to take my contract violation and I'm going to move forward, because the consequences of not taking that contract violation and moving forward and trying to correct it in the moment, it has gotten drivers killed and hurt out here. So it's a matter of learning for your future experiences and not trying to change the past that has already occurred.
I agree with that, bro. Especially with the part where you say getting drivers like severely injured or loss of life. You know what I mean? It's one of those where you got to make sure that, you're not rushing. Like I wasn't today. Okay.
Well, and rushing can create mistakes, and those mistakes can be deadly. You're behind the wheel of a motor vehicle. Luckily you went the speed limit. Had you have sped, you might have made it, incorrect judgment and spacing, trying to fit through a gap or something, end up, on the side of the road. And that's the thing. You're learning from these mistakes, even if you don't make them. You made the decision to not make that mistake. And there's definitely points to be had for that, because a lot of drivers don't learn from their mistakes and they take it as a loss. And that's exactly what this Motivational Monday is all about, is changing the mindset of the independent contractors so that they can be successful moving forward. We understand that you may or may not have been successful in the past, but our goal is to give you that outlook and that motivation and that mindset to move forward in being successful in the future.
Everything in the past is just baggage.
Yep. Gotta let it go.
If you are looking forward, have you ever tried to drag something? You know what I mean? It is not easy, especially if it got a lot of weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
You might throw out your damn back. You might pull your hamstring. You might do something that's because of that weight that's behind you. So it's just better to just move forward from it. Don't worry about it. It's gonna eventually fall off. Like, it may still be on your file or whatever, but you're gonna do so many more that's better than that one, because I'll just use myself as an example. I'm gonna do so many more that's better than that one because of the mistake that I made today, that it'll basically be forgotten. I'll be like, Josh will probably have a future episode, Motivational Monday in 2035. Remember that time back in 2024 when you messed up and you made all deliveries late? I'd be like, I don't know what the hell you talking about, Josh. That's the past. I ain't holding on to that baggage. So no matter what platform you're on, fam, no matter what, this is my closing statement, okay? No matter what, you are going to run into some shit. If you don't run into some shit, you will never learn from your mistake. If you never learn, then you'll just be a damn sucker. Okay? You got to learn from your mistakes to know what not to do. And I had a learning experience today, and I said, I'm being open and honest about it and saying, I actually told people don't do what I did. And I did it anyway, because I was trying to fit in as many as I can before my day ended. Now, I made that mistake. I own it.
Yep.
Same thing as you. If you make a mistake, you own it. It may come with a deactivation. That mistake that you may run into, it may come with a deactivation. But if you properly set yourself up, if you look back at all the Motivational Mondays we've done, if you properly set yourself up to win, you will always win, even with the mistakes that may be trailing behind you. But you got to let them things go. Don't carry them, because you might throw your back out. You might pull some hamstring. You might pull a muscle somewhere. You probably didn't even think you could pull a muscle. So just let it go and keep on trucking. That's all I got to say.
I'm gonna leave y'all with this. It's more of a two-parter. So growing up, I had a bunch of I guess you would say wise people around me. One of the things that they used to tell me all the time is the past is like a tree that's been planted. It has roots. It's going to grow and it's going to stay there and it's never going to change. So move forward and continue moving forward. And basically what that grew into, and the way that I summarize that, is the past does not define you. The mistakes that you made are made yesterday, and you can do things tomorrow to improve them. And like, look at me today, right? What year are we in?
2035.
2035. But we're in 2024, and 2015 I was released from jail, right? And I spent 2 years in there. So I made the mistake, and it doesn't define me. The things that I've done since then have gone so much further than the mistake that I made. So the choices that I made prior or after that have pushed me much further. I'm a business owner. I have worked for multiple Fortune 500 companies and been very high up in the rankings and things of that nature, right? So that past, because when you make that mistake, people are like, oh, you'll never be able to get a job. You'll never be able to do this. You'll never be able to do that. No, that's bullshit. You will always be able to move forward. So take it as a learning experience. Like, hey, I fucked up. Can't do that anymore. But what I can do is I can move forward. I can make sure that I am going forward and progressing.
And that's it. I have nothing else to say. I love the fact that you were very transparent about your past, man. It's just the same way I was transparent about this order that I did today. I'm pretty sure I could have just swept that under the rug and nobody knew about that except the person I was delivering with. You know what I mean? But I feel like in order for us to really get that message into their heads, whoever's watching this, whoever's listening, they needed to hear a real experience. And I appreciate you, bro, for sharing that. I appreciate you 100, bro.
And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't know. I hid it for, God, what are we in? Almost a decade now? I've hid this for almost a decade. When I got out, I started with delivery and gig work, and I moved my way up slowly and over time. And what people don't understand is the more you move up, the more you progress, the easier it is to continue to grow. And the easier it is to share your past because it can no longer affect you.
Yes, sir.
Because what are all those jobs going to say now? Oh, fuck, we hired a felon. Oh, okay. Well, you're bad. I don't work there anymore. I'm a business owner. I've continued to move up and move on. So it's great to be able to finally be in a position where I can share that past with other people, because there are people out here that are like, oh, DoorDash doesn't hire felons. Yes, they do. You just have to go about it the right way.
Oh, yeah. I know some people that's been cased up and they do DoorDash.
I mean, there's certain crimes that, yeah, you're not going to be able to get a job. It's just not going to happen unless you get the charges dropped or whatever. But there's also a learning experience there, and it's to fix your record. But yeah. That's a whole nother episode. So I'm just going to leave you guys with that. The past doesn't define you, and the past is like roots of a tree. It is going to grow, and it is stuck in place, and it is not going to move, and you're not going to change it unless you cut it down. And your saw ain't sharp enough because you way over there and it's like 10 miles back. Leave it there.
And don't throw out your back. Don't slip a disc. And I'm going to leave y'all with that.
Don't let
Have a good
else
night.
blow your back out.
You say what now? What'd you say?
I said, don't let nobody else blow you back out neither.
You see what I mean, fam?
Like that, bro. It wasn't meant like that.
You see what I mean, fam? He be coming from left field, and I don't be prepared for that type of stuff. I'm trying to exit, okay? All right? Exit stage left, okay? Have a good night or have a good day whenever you're watching this, okay? And go get your money, all right? Deuces. Oh, yeah. What time it is, D-Fam? It's time to, what? Go get your money.